Assume that all car manufacturers each have their own measurement unit of acceleration times. One might report 60 miles per hour, another 0 to 124 miles per hour, and yet another a completely arbitrary number, which makes his car seem to be quicker than it is in reality. Car comparisons would become a useless activity, and performance numbers would become irrelevant. This is precisely the kind of misinformation that holds the world hostage at present, as it transitions to extremely advanced driver assistance systems. And now, though, China is taking the lead with an unprecedented regulatory overhaul aimed at bringing clarity and transparency to this fast-evolving space. China's government, through its Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, has released a series of guidelines aimed at slowing down the sales and deployment of ADAS technology. The objective is simple: prohibit misleading language and standardize the labeling of driver assist features. At the heart of these reforms is a bold step to prohibit common but inaccurate descriptions such as smart driving, autonomous driving, and intelligent driving. These now describe ubiquitous marketing jargon, despite the fact that most current systems do not deliver genuine autonomous capabilities. Instead, Chinese manufacturers must now clearly specify the SAE level their systems comply with under the standardized L code hierarchy. The move seeks to bridge the knowledge gap between car buyers and manufacturers by encouraging transparency in how ADAS tech is explained and understood. Under the SAE's widely used classification system, autonomous driving is divided into 6 levels. Level 0 signifies no automation at all. Level 1 introduces basic features like cruise control or lane keeping assist. Level 2, which includes technologies like Tesla's full self-driving and GM's Super Cruise, offers partial automation but requires constant driver attention. Level 3, like Mercedes-Benz's Drive Pilot, allows the vehicle to take care of most driving responsibilities under specific circumstances, but expects the driver to take over when prompted. Levels 4 and 5 grant high and full autonomy respectively, with Level 5 cars being able to drive independently in all conditions. While this system of classification has been around for decades, even most advertisements by global car companies still emphasize clever names and not technical accuracy. Because of this, there is widespread consumer misdeception, as people think that certain vehicles can drive themselves, yet they cannot. The new Chinese regulations are going to turn this on its head, with transparency being the priority in advertisements instead of creativity. The impact of these reforms extends beyond language. China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology has implemented a number of functional restrictions aimed at improving road safety. Remote summon features, such as Tesla's Smart Summon, which allow a car to move without a driver behind the wheel, are now banned. These features, while technologically advanced, have been the cause of serious safety concerns and are being investigated elsewhere, including in the United States. Another significant regulation states that all driver monitoring systems need to be constantly active. This will keep the driver attentive and alert while driving any form of ADAS. Vehicles also need to react when a driver does not have his or her hands on the steering wheel for 60 seconds. Slowing down, pulling over, or flashing hazard lights in order to signal other traffic to be cautious is some of the acceptable reactions. Public beta testing of ADAS capabilities is another priority of the new rules. Previously, manufacturers had been pushing out updates to their driver assistance software through over-the-air OTA rollouts directly to consumers in some instances prior to thorough safety testing. The MIIT has now banned this, citing the unpredictable risks in releasing untested, safety-critical systems to the public. Manufacturers have also been instructed to reduce the frequency of OTA updates, thereby improving stability and extensive pre-release testing. These reforms have particularly been brought up to date in recent times following a catastrophic Chinese crash involving a Xiaomi SU7. The driver had just taken control away from the semi-autonomous system on the car prior to the vehicle crashing into a pole at 60 miles per hour and killing 3 people. Such tragedies highlight the issues of life and death at stake with misinterpreting or misapplying ADAS technology, and the MIIT's sweeping action is taking place directly as a response to tragedy. The broader context in which all this is coming together is China's extremely fast-growing auto industry, especially in electric and networked cars. All the companies are racing to incorporate cutting-edge ADAS technology and are going all out to market these systems as a selling feature. With growth, however, must come responsibility, and the MIIT's move is a strong signal that technical progress should not come at the expense of consumer safety or consumer awareness. This shift in China raises significant questions for the global auto industry. Should other countries, especially in the West, consider implementing similar regulations? The current approach in many regions allows automakers substantial freedom in how they market driver assist technologies. This has led to a fragmented landscape where terms like autopilot and self-driving are used inconsistently, often misleadingly. Without a global standard or legal requirement to disclose the actual capabilities and limitations of ADAS systems, consumers are left vulnerable to overestimating what their vehicles are capable of. There is growing recognition by policymakers, safety campaigners, and researchers that regulation must keep pace with innovation. The Chinese model is a compelling case study of how a centralized state can act quickly to impose order and accountability. It presents a model where consumer protection is paramount without necessarily inhibiting technological progress. However, a fear is that overly restrictive regulations will hold back the development and deployment of advanced autonomous systems. Requiring lengthy validation periods, prohibiting beta testing in public, and restricting distant capabilities can hinder innovation, at least in the short term. But opponents of the MIIT's action feel that a cautious, safety-first approach is warranted, particularly when public roads are employed as a proving ground for testing experimental technology. The path to fully autonomous vehicles is still long and foggy. While Level 2 technology dominates the market now, the path to more autonomous levels will require more than enhanced technology, but also stable regulatory frameworks, public trust, and precise terminology. China's revision of its regulation is a huge step towards the establishment of those pillars. As a whole, the MIIT's new rules offer a sound model for safe development and rollout of driver assistance technologies. By mandating controlled terminology, constraining potentially hazardous operations, and demanding more driver involvement, the Chinese government is attempting to balance innovation and public safety. The rest of the world is consequently faced with a historic choice: continue along the path of skewed terminology and marketing-driven ambiguity, or take a more structured and transparent route. The future of autonomous driving may well be at stake.